Good morning, everybody. Hope you've had a wonderful evening. Hopefully, a couple of you have stopped by last night when Susan and I did our collective readings, as well as answering some questions. We go live every Monday and Thursday. We've moved it to the evening, but we don't have a set time, usually between 8 and 10 p.m. So put your notifications on if you're available. Come on and see us and get a couple free cards. With that, let's get to our lovers in separation reading for today. So let's see what Spirit has for us as the energy for today. I had a really interesting daily love energies, and we have playfulness. Laughter is the best therapy. Have some fun together, and remember, love is the greatest healer, right? And so Spirit's saying, love yourself, love everybody else, and as you fill yourself up with the frequency of love, uh, love will find you because love is magnetic. So let's now get into some of the energies around today's readings. So, Spirit, what are the energies around Lovers in Separation Collective? What do you want to tell us? What are the energies around Lovers in Separation Collective? What do you want to tell us? What things do we need to know today? And please like, follow, share, and subscribe. The more you interact with the channel, the better the the better the reading will be in relation to you. So we have some really interesting cards, and what's interesting is that I have synchronicities from my daily card read as well. And let's see what we get here. So first off, we have telepathic, right? Close soul connections are harmoniously synchronized, creating moments of telepathy, right? You and your person, you have that telepathic connection. You might not have even met your person yet, because a lot of us think we've met our twin, but in reality, what we met was a catalyst who kind of copied what the twin should be. Uh, so you have those connections, but you may have someone that's coming in that's new. That's what I'm feeling. But let's keep on with the read and see if what I'm feeling is correct in the energies. Guilt. Don't let guilt get in the way of happiness. And a lot of us do, right? We let the guilt, the fear, the anger for decisions that we made or somebody else made in the past with not enough information. We made the best decision we could when we did. And as we get new information, we know that there's better choices. And so we need to forgive those choices, heal those choices, and not feel that guilt, because that guilt is what keeps you from the love that you want. Intense. The intensity of a true soul connection includes great highs and lows, and that's very true, right? Because of the telepathy between the two of you, you feel everything inside of that connection from your person or from you. And sometimes you're in a great place and sometimes you're not. But because of that intense connection that you have, it allows the other person to help you energetically move through those highs and lows and balance out. And union, right? This is very similar to what I got in my morning read. My morning read, I got Twin Flame Union as the daily energy read. So I'm getting more synchronicities from Spirit today. The union of divine souls counterparts is a miraculous event that begins when you least expect it, right? And Spirit saying, prepare to be surprised. So let's see what more can we get from these love energies from Spirit, because I'm sure while they're teasing us right now, it's always in divine timing, and you have to, work with divine timing. And so let's see what Spirit wants to give us within this connection in separation. Let's see what other bits and pieces we have. All right, Spirit only wants to give us 3 cards. We'll take those 3 cards. So we have love language, affirmations, right? The person who is coming in is going to have that love language. They're going to let you know that they care. Their words are going to be in alignment with their actions. Spirit saying benefit of the doubt, right? You have to give that person the benefit of the doubt. That union person that's coming in might not be who you expect, right? So you've got to give it that benefit of the doubt. And this is kind of what I've been feeling into a little bit before the read. And natural evolution. Remember I said divine timing, and this is natural evolution. It's when You let things develop naturally. You don't try to control them, and that's where we always get stuck. We try to control things, and as we try to control things, we keep pushing that union away. So let's see what other cards, what other energies that we have. And for those of you who are looking, this is a generic reading for the collective, so things may or may not resonate within your story. If you're looking for your own personal read, I do offer personal reads. I have a sale till the end of this month. This is our summer sale, and it's $10 for messages from your person in separation, $20 for a mini read, and $40 for a full. And a full read is going to be similar to what you're watching right here. So reach out to me if you're interested. I will never reach out to you. If anybody pretends to be me and is reaching out to you for a reading, then you know right away. Just hit the no, hit the deny, decline, because that's no reader is going to ever reach out to you unless you have a relationship with that reader. Otherwise, it's just somebody trying to scam some money from you. So with that, Spirit saying surrender, right? And why do we say surrender? Because it has to hit to that natural evolution. You can't force it. Many of you are no contact, right? And this is, confirmation that this is a, lovers in separation read, afraid and fears, right? And these are the things that are keeping you from it. And if you're not familiar with my reads, the side where my hand is right now is always the side of the negative potential. And why I call it the negative potential is because it's fear-based, right? It's what happens if you keep on making the same choices you've been making lifetime after lifetime, or what could happen if you decide to pivot and make a different choice, right? And I say this so many times, you guys are sick of it. Definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, same choices over and over again, same person over and over again, and expecting a different result, right? Sometimes you're going to have to pull back from the situation, observe, and look at the patterns. And as you see the patterns, you may be getting the same situation. It may be a different body, but it's really the same soul over and over again. And you're making that same choice, the choice that's a trauma, fear-based choice versus the one that's sitting back, observing in that um, neutral energy to see what aligns and doesn't align, right? And finances are a problem right now. And I find that more for the divine feminines than I do for the divine masculines that I've seen out there. There's finance issues. They're focused on that. Some of the divine masculines are just making money and they're focusing on that and staying away from this side of it because they're too focused. They don't want to feel, so they'd rather just make money. Um, as far as where we are with that, we just have to kind of get out of that mindset of worrying about the money, and hopefully the money will come in. Social media, keeping tabs, right? And that may be both sides as well, because you're both afraid of losing the other person. So you guys are both keeping tabs. You're both sitting there with that, hey, I got a fake account so I can watch you, but not, and kind of keep make sure, see, are you evolving or are you not, right? But that's based on fear. Every time you do that, it's based on fear. And that's why you got to surrender and get to that natural evolution, right? And just remember that divine feminine, divine masculine, it's an energy. It's not a gender. Many people with feminine energy, and that's an energy, not a, hey, I'm a man and I have a feminine energy. That means you just have the magnetic creative energy in you. It doesn't mean you're effeminate, right? You can still be a man's man, right? So with that, there's the non-committal, right? Independent. And why is that? Because you're afraid. You're afraid to all these fears of emotions of everything, and they're coming through, and they're holding you back because it's fear. Everything based on fear holds you back, pushes what you want away because you're afraid of it. Even if you think you're healing, just remember that the divine feminine is just as toxic as the divine masculine because neither one of them is balanced into that full balance of what we want. The yin and yang, that union is balance, right? And you have to balance either side of what you're working with. But there is a magnetic attraction inside of that soul connection, right? And this is more confirmation of this side. There is the potential for this great union. But we got to get out of this fear, guilt, past past thinking. The past has happened. You're not changing it, right? You can't. A lot of people want to go back and change it. They go in and meditate and try to change their choices from the past. No, you can't do that. You have to heal it. You have to just heal it, because if you change it, I don't know if you ever seen the movie or the series The Dark on Netflix, or even The Umbrella Academy. Look what happened when they tried to change the past. It kept on creating knots and branches inside of time and space, and you now need to heal all that to get to here, which means you need to forgive yourself and heal yourself and love even the bad decisions that you deemed bad, because they got you to here where you are now, where you're ready to heal if you decide to choose. Okay, so let's see what other cards of guidance we're going to get today within this connection. So, Spirit, can you give us some more cards of guidance within this connection? And please like, follow, share, and subscribe. Please visit some of my other social media. I do have a YouTube channel for spiritual healing where I do light language activations. That's called Silver Fox Spiritual. I will sometimes post on Instagram, and I have another YouTube channel which is a mirror of this. So if you want to see some of the lives that I do with Spiritual Susan, we do that every Monday and Thursday, and I'll usually post the lives up on YouTube because they're usually a little bit longer, and TikTok only gives us an hour. I think I'm posting one today. That was from last night because we only stayed on for about an hour, and that'll be on TikTok. So, Spirit, what else do you want to tell us about this connection and separation that we're channeling right now? One that has a huge potential. Okay, I've got a few more cards out here, so let's see what is going on in the cards, and then we're going to look at what's kind of blocking us from moving forward into that connection, because I think it's one of the most useful reads I have, and I think I'm going to put that up as a $10 read too. What is blocking you in your connection? And if you're interested in that, please let me know as well, because the idea is we want to fix ourselves enough so that we can get to the place where love comes in, and that's how part of healing is, right? And when I say that fix, right, mend, I want to fix our connection. So there is that energy of healing, right? And I put it in the middle because you have to get to the healing before you get to the feeling, right? Unappreciated, I felt like you didn't care, right? And these are all the things that are keeping us stuck. But just like we had here, we had magnetism, right? We have passion. Chemistry, I've never felt this way. And that person is going to be the person that's coming in. Dishonesty. By lying, I ripped this apart, right? And again, fear and everything. Why were you dishonest? Because you were afraid to be vulnerable. You were afraid to tell your truth. You wanted to be what that other person wanted. That person was lying to you to try to be what you wanted to get, what they wanted out of that relationship. They're overwhelmed. The stress of this is draining me, right? And this is, I feel, is divine mass or divine feminine. You guys are stressed out, right? Because why isn't my person healing? Why isn't this happening? Why am I not in union? I've been working, I've been healing, I've been doing all this work on myself, but yet I don't see the results. And that's because you haven't let go, you haven't surrendered, and you're not allowing the natural evolution because you're pushing things back because you're so worried about where's my rewards. You're not allowing those rewards to come in because you have set up an expectation that you're going to get rewarded for the work you do. Well, the reward is you're more connected to yourself. The rest will follow once you release the rest of the control. Disagreements. I wish you understood how I feel. And why is that? Because you weren't vulnerable, you weren't open, you didn't tell them how you felt. Detachment. I had to let this go so I could clear my mind. And that's the first part of healing, is to detach, to allow, right? And it's more confirmation of what Spirit's telling you. Detach, detach, detach. You're holding on, you're holding on, you're holding on so tight that you can't allow it to crash to then be rebuilt. Time. I'm afraid it's too late to take action, right? Because their actions and their words weren't in synchronicity. And so they're now feeling the tick tock of the clock. And reciprocity, right? I want to have an equal give and take, right? And this all falls into this union, this balance. We need to have balance in everything in order for things to manifest. When things are unbalanced, you're not going to see that manifest. So now we're gonna go to my favorite new deck, which is what's blocking you. And so we're going to take a look at what is blocking us. Spirit, give me, maybe 5 cards at max, but let's try to keep it to 3 of the main things that are blocking the connection that people that are watching this collective that watches my reads. What is blocking you? All right, so we got few things here. And you know what? I feel personally that these are probably some of the biggest ones that are out there. I think Spirit's just really pushing it heavy in our face. Fear and loneliness. You stay in bad relationships because you are lonely. Be okay with being with yourself. And why is that coming out like that? And the reason this is coming out is because why are we afraid to be alone? Because we don't like ourselves, right? Pretty much. You can't stand to be with yourself alone because you internally do not love yourself. And so you're not willing to be with yourself alone. And so you're going to go out and find any reason, any escape out there to not sit by yourself because what's happening is all your fears start rolling around in this big mind loop. And how do you fix that, right? And it's by intentionally starting to tackle those traumas and those fears and those things that are showing up in your 3D life that are triggering the shit out of you. But you have to be with yourself to do it. Nobody's going to heal you. You have to heal you. Right? Mixed signals. You don't let others know you're interested. Flirt and be approachable. And that also happens because we all create a bubble around ourselves that makes us so unapproachable that people will walk circles around you because you are so afraid of being hurt again that you're not allowing yourself to be open and vulnerable. Okay? Love sucks. You've stopped in believing in love. Let yourself heal so you can be open again. And again, Spirit is screaming at us, and he's been screaming at us for a long time. Start healing in chemistry. I've never felt the passion this intense. And when you feel that intense passion, what happens is you shut down because you're afraid. How do I handle this? It's overwhelming. It's holding me back because you're not open and you're not allowing yourself to get into that place. And so those are the big blocks. Let me know in the comments if those blocks resonate with you, because I see this a lot within there. And so you know, let's take a look now at some messages from our higher self, right? Higher self, and these are future messages. Your higher self has already solved this. I don't know how many lifetimes it took. It could be 5 lifetimes from now. It could be in this lifetime from now. But that one that has solved it is going to give you some advice here. So higher self, can you tell us how do we overcome? Give us some words of encouragement. How do we get to that union? What is the advice needed for today? And I'm going to get one more card. Higher self will. So the higher self for the collectives are saying, when it gets dark, remember that the sun always rises, right? And for a lot of us, it seems really, really dark now. Right now, we're been going through a dark night of the soul over and over again. We're seeing so much darkness. We're seeing so much loneliness. And we're like, please, God, when is it going to get better? Right? It's always darkest before the dawn. When you start, the path appears. So take a step in any direction. So Spirit's saying, stop being indecisive and do take that step, right? Whether you want to go back into the toxic portion or whether you want to go into the light, you choose. But take a step. You can't, sitting still is only going to keep you in the same space of darkness. And big dreams are built by those who do the work. And again, Spirit is telling you, do the work, right? And what is the work? Because everybody says, oh, you got to do the work. You got to do work. Well, what work? What do you mean, what work? Well, the work is to start dissecting every trauma, every trigger that you have one by one and understand where did it come from, right? Say you're out in, you know, work or whatever, you decide to go to the Starbucks before you go to work, you're driving, and all of a sudden there's like 10,000 people in the line and you're waiting and you're so impatient and you're so angry because the guy in front of you just made like, an order of 50. He's going for the whole office. And so now you're waiting. It's 10 minutes, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, right? And you're getting triggered. So why are you so worried about that time and that, having to be at a certain place at a certain time? And we get it, you're supposed to be at places in time, but maybe that's preventing something else from bad from happening. There could be so many reasons why that's happening to you, but it's being brought into your 3D life. Why? Because it's a trauma. Same thing with relationships, right? Why does that person ghost you all the time, or why do you always wind up with a narcissist? And so you've got to look at what is it about you that is attracting that, because you're manifesting that contract, that relationship. And so, what is it inside of you that's manifesting that need for that relationship to get taught that same lesson over and over again? And once you start doing the work, you start to realize that. And that's inner child healing, that's abandonment, rejection healing, all sorts of different healings. There's all sorts of different modalities. I do personally Reiki and light language. Um, I know others that will do mediumship. There's so many ways. Card reading is another modality to help you understand what your trauma is, but pick and choose. Pick what aligns with you and start to do that work and start to recognize those traumas and start to realize how it is to heal. So now we're at that point in the read where we're gonna ask spirit, okay, so I chose to heal. I chose to work on myself. I chose to look at my trauma. What then, when is the timing on this? And remember, timing's fluid because it's one choice away from the next choice. So it's a probability. It is not set in stone. You can make it come faster or slower depending upon what you choose. Right? So Spirit's telling us, you know, we're probably looking at your wish requires you to pay a huge price. And what is that huge price? Right? That huge price is you to actually get in and heal and release your traumas, and that takes time. So for those, April and at dusk, right? So that is my read for today. Please like, follow, share, and subscribe. If you're looking for your own personal reading, please reach out. Prices are up on the screen right now. They're good till September, the end of September, in which case the prices do change. And I think I'm also going to add to that list what's blocking you in love, because I think that's a big one that can really be helpful. And the idea is that these reads are meant to help you heal and understand yourself more so that you can get to the love that you want. So with that, have a great day and manifest that great love that you truly deserve, because you are worthy. Cheers.